is our feisty friend, Dave Bartoo. Oh, outside with a beanie on, huh? Are we gonna have sticking going on right now? Don't tell me that. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, no, it's been under 40 here the last couple of days in the high 20s at night. So it's firewood season, and with all the coaching searches, man, I've been inside and staying up late every day for 2 weeks.
Well, I'm going to tell on you because earlier, I think it was Sunday night or Monday, I reached out to you to be a part of the show. You always respond, but you were knee-deep in coaching carousel and ideas and ADs and contacting you. Tell everybody sometimes that don't quite understand what you do.
Off the air, we pay the bills with staff building analytics and advanced recruiting analytics. So specifically on the staff building side, we help ADs in their head coaching searches, but we also help the head coaches build their staffs. If you're a big nerd like me, one of the new things that we did this year, Smoke, is one of our ADs had all of his search candidates fill out a staffing survey. Who would you have as OC? Who would you think is good at DC? And we graded it. And then we had a salary attached to it so that it fits within the pool numbers that they have. So we're a piece of the due diligence. We're trying to help our clients avoid risk, bad decisions, both monetarily and performance.
So when you, again, I'm not trying to give you trade secrets, but
there's no trade secrets, man. What we do is so deep. We don't have time to go into it. So I'll keep it basic for the audience. I'm good at that.
Okay. So when Florida State say hires Tony White and Gus Malzahn, how do you grade those things out?
Ooh. Well, let's start with the obvious. You have Adam Fuller getting dismissed at Florida State. Okay, so that's kind of our line in the sand. We have a 3.5 star, low 3.5 star defensive coordinator that has a low floor and a medium ceiling. Okay, we're bringing in a Tony White that is a 4-star defensive coordinator, has an extremely high ceiling. This was the number 14 scoring efficiency defense in college football last year with a garbage offense. So his ceiling is high, and this year was his floor. This was his worst year of his career. He's 58th in defensive scoring efficiency, but overall, this is a big upgrade, I believe, in the risk of having Adam Fuller versus bringing in Tony White. As for Gus Malzahn, man, I just don't get it. Look, Florida State's offense was as bad as it could ever get. None of us could imagine it being this bad, especially under Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell is a top 10 for his career. Okay, let's get rid of the recency bias, folks. For his career, Mike Norvell is a top 10 offensive coordinator. He has put up elite numbers several times. And then they went and paid $12 million for a guy who is not even a top 25 offensive coordinator amongst active offensive coordinators right now. I mean, Nebraska got a better coordinator than Florida State, and Florida State paid $12 million just to buy him out with a great offensive coordinator already on the sidelines. That one's not adding up for me. Maybe it will down the road, but right now, that doesn't seem to be a wise use of money relative to the talent you're acquiring.
Why did you just text me while Dave was talking that we'll never have him on the show ever again as an FSU fan?
If their defense, if they can run the ball and tackle people, I'll be content. That's the two things they couldn't do this year. So if they can do those two things, then it's a step in the right direction.
Why wouldn't I ever be on again? I didn't want to come on this last time. Dave was like, dude, you're big time in me. I'm like, dude, the last thing I said before I went off the air is Baylor is winning out. 4-0.
You called it, yeah.
Yep, you did.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And you guys were all like, what an idiot. And then you want me back on. Dude, I should have dropped the mic. I should have dropped the mic and laughed a while ago.
No, I was telling you we're not going to have you on again because Florida State fan Paul did not like what you said about Gus Malzahn, but that's fine. He's only one of 3 of us, so he loses that vote 2-1.
What do you mean? I mean, look, he's a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have a great one already. Why would you pay $12 million for a good offensive coordinator when you have a great one? And you fired Atkins as an offensive line coach. Everybody's saying Herb Hand, who is average at best, is going to be your offensive line. I don't like the swap. Defensively, love it. Offensively, I got nothing. I don't understand it.
Dave, you mentioned what you said about Baylor, and they would run the table, and they damn sure did. And now the staff that Dave Aranda has, and obviously Spavital is somebody in demand, but it looks like he's locked in. Keenan Hall with what he does, but a lot of others, Matthew Pallage and others. Your thoughts about what he has right now with the staff he's put together to make this run?
Oh, you're ahead of me, man. I don't have that in my notes in my head. We're just starting to grade out all of the staffs for 2024. I got the preseason numbers for them, which I don't have right in front of me. I'm outside, so I'm just winging it right now.
That's okay.
But I know we talked about it on the show. We like Spavital. He had a nice jump start with Cal, so I think that's going in the right direction. Actually, Jake finished top 20 in offensive scoring efficiency this year. Mm-hmm. That was really, really good. I think the defense was 57th. So, it was actually a solid season for Baylor, but I don't know in terms of individual staffing where we are right now and where it could be improvement.
One other thing, and then we appreciate your time, man, and the fact that you're outside freezing for us.
I'm not freezing, dude. I got my beanie on. I'm good to go.
You look good. You look strong and ready to go, like an iron worker or a welder. What are your thoughts?
I am a farmer, too.
Oklahoma needed help on the offensive side of the football, and Ben Arbuckle, young, 29 years old, he's their new offensive coordinator. What say you?
Let me give you the good and the bad. Okay. Here's the good. This is a rising star. He is a 4+ star grade in our system after only 3 years. He has had 3 really good years. Okay. So I like where he is going with his career. He is top 30 graded offensive coordinators in college football right now. The bad is 2 of those years were with Cam Ward. He's kind of good. This year, they had more talent in 10 of the 12 games they played. Okay, so they were supposed to do really good, but the offense faded in November. The ugly is on paper. If I took Seth Luttrell and Ben Arbuckle and put it on the wall and took away their names and showed you all of our numbers, you couldn't tell them apart. They're both dynamic offensive play callers that run the ball 38% of the time, throw it 62% of the time. They have a good passing games. They have poor running games. They score really, really well, but nobody has been able to run a good air raid in the Big Ten or the SEC. And I know a lot of people go, Dave, what about Mike Leach? Number one, Mike Leach is the air raid godfather, and nobody should be compared to him. Number 2, his offense at Mississippi State was never in the top 50 of scoring efficiency. The man won games off of pure football genius. I don't know what it is, but it was amazing what he did. Seth Luttrell couldn't do it at Oklahoma. They're trying the same exact experiment with the same offense and a different guy. The question is, can Ben Arbuckle break the trend and be effective as the air raid in the SEC or not? Nobody's done it, and because of that, I gotta fade it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on I'm going to ask you a couple of coaches that are out there that are looking to move up, Jamie Chadwell and John Sumrall, as far as their prospects, because they're mentioned for just about every job that's open right now.
Yeah, kind of as they should be.
Yeah.
As they should be. We are working on 7 of the coaching searches right now.
Oh, okay.
All the big ones have asked for their profile.
Okay.
So this is one of those things. Look, I'm a guy. I've been doing this long enough. I will tell everybody listening right now, 99% of what you hear out there is bullcrap. It is people making up, throwing crap against the wall, throwing darts. It's all made up. 1% is real, and that's usually fueled by agents or a booster floating a balloon. So don't buy most of it. But the idea that that Jamie and John are being looked at by everybody, yeah, it's not only is that not a surprise, but it is real, and I don't blame him. If you saw their numbers, you would go, yeah, they deserve consideration to get out of Tulane and Liberty.
One thing, Kitley from Tech, now at Florida Atlantic. And, I mean, he's done well at Western Kentucky, wherever he's been. What are your overall thoughts about that? And what about Tech trying to then replace him? Because I think they were born because of Leach to run the air raid for the rest of their lives.
Maybe, but, the thing is, see, we're house divided here at Matrix Analytical because I don't like it. I don't like it. He is not graded as a top 75 offensive coordinator in our system. And when you hire somebody, I think you need to bring, if they have no head coach experience, I think you need to bring a guy that has proven to do something well. Offense, defense, special teams, you name it, right? Pete Lembo at Buffalo, special teams. Most of your guys out there were good in offense, good in defense. Dave Aranda, elite DC. So bringing in a young guy with a dynamic offense that has struggled to be successful consistently, I think it's a big risk. Now, you got to take risks, especially at the group of 6 level. You got to take risks. So I appreciate that. The rest of our group likes the idea of FAU trying to be different, kind of like Rice bringing in the option. We love that because he's been successful at it. I don't like Kitley so much simply because there's a lack of consistency in the offense. But I will say FAU is at the rock bottom. You can't get any worse than where they're at right now. So all he can do is go up.
Hey, man, fantastic segment. And we appreciate you showing us the beauty out. Tell everybody where you are, unless you're not allowed because you're on some sort of
no.
mission.
This is my backyard, man. I'm in the back 40 of the property, just getting out of the house for a little bit. So, but I'm in the Pacific Northwest out here in Oregon, and I'm about 5 miles away from 10 wineries, Smokey. So anytime you come out here, I can drive you around and be your DD, baby.
You got to follow what he does. Dave, thank you, buddy. Dave Bartoo, College Football Matrix with a ton. And Texas Tech fans on and in the chat room are thrilled with what they just heard him say about Kitley on his way to FAU.